Thank you for being with us for Uprooted, this beautiful documentary. We're so glad to have you with us, and I'm very pleased to have Vika Natarian with me here. I'm Jennifer Kowalczyk with Mountain Lake PBS. Vika, it is so important that we hear from you at home right now, because this is the only way that we'll keep having this kind of Armenian programming on Mountain Lake PBS.
Yes, I think so. This has been 18 years. We have been coming here for 18 years, for numerous times a year. We used to come 2-3 times a year. But we won't be able to come unless you make those phones ring. Սիրելի հայրենագիտներ, անհաբաղ հեռացայնեցեք, անդամակրվեցեք Mountain Lake PBS-ի։ Եթե գուզեք հայկական ծրագիրներ դիտել, եթե գուզեք որ ամերիկացի եւ կանադացի ժողովուրդը գիտնա մեր ժողովրդի մասին, քաչալերը մեզ եւ ուրիշ ավելի ֆիլմեր շինվին, միան թուք ձեր հեռացայնով ադիգագրնակնել։ Անդամակրվեցեք Mountain Lake PBS. Please become members. 1-800-836-5700. This partnership has been amazing, going on for 18 years, but it will be even more amazing if we hear those phones ring. Make those phones ring. You can do it. Go there, just dial a number. It doesn't take anything anymore. It'll be a few dollars, but you would not have served the Armenian cause better than making that phone call right now.
That's right. It's only possible with your support. And the reason that we've been able to continually bring so many unique Armenian films to our community in Plattsburgh, in Montreal, all across the region, is because people at home, people like you, sitting there enjoying this film, have decided, you're right. I do appreciate this kind of thing. This is the kind of storytelling that I want to see on my local PBS station. It's only possible when you take the time to make your phone call or go online and show your support.
We have to thank Mountain Lake PBS, specifically this PBS station. Over the years, this has been a courageous community station that has taken many pro-Armenian positions. In fact, it is due to them that now in Quebec, we can now, in the education system, we have now the ability to teach about the Armenian genocide in all English-speaking schools, in the school network, in SUNY, in the college network. Conference proceedings are available thanks to this station. Please thank them in the best way possible. Make a phone call right now, become a member.
And it's thanks to you at home that all of this is possible. So go ahead and make that phone call, visit us online, donate your $75 and take home Uprooted, the DVD of the beautiful film that you just enjoyed. Take home the 3 DVD set of Uprooted, Armenian Exile, and My Son Will Be Armenian. Take all of these films home, share them with your friends and your neighbors, and tell your neighbors to support Mountain Lake PBS. It's only possible when you decide to make that phone call right now. And right now, we have Tom Halleck standing by with our film director, Hagup.
Hagup, Suzian, so wonderful of you to be with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's always an honor to be back at Mountain Lake PBS, that supports Armenian programming.
We love showing your documentaries. This was another fantastic documentary. We heard from so many people. And that's really, when you make a documentary, you don't go in asking specific questions. You go in and you talk to the people of Armenia.
I talk to the people because I'm looking for answers. And ultimately, this film does not give definitive answers to any of my questions. It just helps me ask more questions and more questions. It's the process of understanding the quest for identity. It's not a definitive answer, but it's a process towards an answer.
And that's what a good filmmaker will do. Your father was a filmmaker. I mean, a lot of people may not know that.
Yeah, my father was a filmmaker in Cairo, and he continued in Canada. I became a filmmaker. And now my son is a filmmaker.
And your son as well. Do you and your son work together on projects?
My son and I work on projects, and last week we were filming, and Wednesday we're filming together again.
And does he work with you on the Armenian projects?
Well, no, we probably will in the future, but right now we're not, because I'm not filming an Armenian project, I'm developing an Armenian project. So things will happen.
You'll see whether he comes along. Does he share the passion that you have, though, for making Armenian films?
I think that he will, and probably when I was his age, I didn't. So I think that everything needs to happen at the right time in one's life.
And you would like that? You would enjoy it much if he would work with you on these?
I would like whatever he does.
One of the reviews I read of your latest film that we just saw, Uprooted, came from a longtime newspaper reporter and editor in South Florida, turned author, Doug Kalajian. he writes that he knows that many who believe feeling Armenian is enough, but that Uprooted, your documentary, suggests a more active role is necessary. Even if you don't speak Armenian, you can learn an Armenian song or prayer. You can cook something you remember from your grandmother's table. Tell as much that you know of your family's story to your children, and that Armenians are not like other people who have to search for their roots, because you carry your roots with us because you have no choice, he writes. He is the author of a book called Stories My Father Never Finished Telling Me, Living with the Armenian Legacy of Loss and Silence. Now, that's a story about his father's reluctance to talk about surviving the genocide.
Right.
And I imagine a lot of people feel the same way.
In the past generations, but now, as you can see, I'm not afraid to talk. And the new generation is no longer afraid to talk. We're ready. We want to communicate. We want to learn, and we want to show who we are. And we're happy with, we are now happy with our own identity, with our own roots. So this is the next step, is to bridge towards the future, is that you got to feel comfortable in your own identity.
And we talk about cooking something that you remember from your grandmother's table. We've been having some of those here tonight.
Apparently,
we've been enjoying
yes,
some of the
because
wonderful Easter
I am,
cookies.
Also from Kayseri, and I have it in my pocket. I don't know if he saw it, but.
And you'll enjoy that. Great. Hagop will be back in just a moment, but for right now, let's send it over to Bill McColgan. Bill?
Thanks, Tom. We're going to continue that discussion, but right now, I just want to thank you once again on behalf of all of us here at Mountain Lake PBS, and to thank Hagop for bringing this beautiful film. This is an important work. This is our 40th anniversary that we are entering as a year-long celebration here at Mountain Lake PBS. And a part of that anniversary is really an opportunity for us to reflect on the kind of storytelling that we have done over the years, like our years partnering with the Armenian community, but also to look at what we are and what we should be in the future. What is the role of public media? Your support is so critical to that role. And if you have enjoyed this film, and we certainly hope you have, we hope you'll give us a gift, a pledge of your support. And at $75, we will return a gift to you of this beautiful film that you've been watching this evening, that once again, you can take, give as a gift, share with your friends and neighbors. This is an important story, and as Hagop said, this is a story about the Armenian people, but it really has much more of a universal element. This is a story about people, about courage, about culture, and how you survive and make your culture thrive through some difficult circumstances. We have some wonderful young people here behind us from the Armenian General Benevolent Union. Please call us right now and make those phones ring. They are happy to talk to you. We do want to thank Varujan Mangasarian from Côte Saint-Luc, who is one of the donors this evening. We appreciate all of your donations of support. I'm going to kick it now back to Tom Halleck.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. We'll continue the conversation. So you are planning to return to Armenia. You're just not sure exactly what shape your next project will take.
Yes, and returning to Armenia is always a pleasure. And I've often said that every person I meet on the street, I could make a film about them. You know, that there's that many interesting stories, because each region you go to, they've come from different parts of ancient Armenia. From the dancers you saw, that whole region is filled with people from Sassoon and Mush, from Bazmaber to all the way to Tallinn. They're all from Sassoon, and you know, the way, even the language they speak, the Armenian they speak, is different than other regions. So if you go towards Lake Sevan, well, they're from a different region. So, and some have come back in the 1820s. So each one brings a different history with them as they've returned, as they've mixed, as they've evolved.
Is Yerevan the capital, the great melting pot? Is that where you will find the majority?
Yes, the majority are there. But I also like very much going into the villages because in some ways Yerevan gives you sort of the center of Yerevan, it gives you a false image of Armenia in the sense that everything is magnificent in the center of Yerevan, everybody's having fun. But if you go to the villages, there's a different reality, a different sensitivity that is worth exploring. The only way you find out about Armenia is shupfil, rubbing shoulders with everybody.
Are there sections of the country that you haven't been able to get to that you really want to get to explore and meet the people? Or have you been able to reach
I think
all?
I've been everywhere. I mean, oh yes, I haven't been to Merli at the very south of it. I'm sorry, I haven't been there. But I've been to, so what is left to do now is to go more and more and more in depth. Okay, so each time we go even deeper and deeper into the communities.
Great. Hagop, we are going to chat with you for just a little bit more, but right now, let's send it over. Let's get a little bit of business done. Let's send it over to Jen and Beacon.
Thank you, Tom. If you are sitting at home and enjoying this film, it's our job to present it to you, and it is your job to support it. So we want to keep those phones busy, but first I'd like to take a second and give our volunteers a chance to introduce themselves to you. Go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Kevor Katamian, and I'm waiting for your call.
Hi, my name is Naria. Please keep me busy. We are waiting for your calls.
Hi, my name is Sari Natamian, and I'm waiting for your call.
Hi there, I'm Lenya, and we're like everybody else, we're just sitting around waiting. Please keep us busy. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cynthia, and like everybody else, we're all waiting for your call. Thank you.
And it looks like our last volunteer is on the phone. That's Eve. He's been a longtime friend of the station as well. Viken, this is our last chance. We're short on time, and it is so important that we hear from you at home.
Սիրելի հայրենագիտներ, լավ մտածեցեք, որովհետև միայն սինեմայի թատրոնը երթալով չէ որ գրնակ օգնել հայ ժողովրդին։ Գրնակ նաև հիմա օգնել հեռացանելով 1-800-836-5700։ Անդամակրվեցեք այս կայանին, որբեսի այս կայանը շարունակե նմանօրինակ ֆիլմեր արտադրել. Become a member. It is this station that has over 2 decades brought stories of Armenians to the Canadian and American publics. It is this station that has created a long-term partnership. It is through their work that what we have done is we have many filmmakers being encouraged to make even more films. In fact, in this station, history had been made at least 2 or 3 times where people have called and told their own life stories, and documentarians have been connected with them. And lately, this station helped get our story into the Quebec curriculum, and it was broadcast live to State University of New York. Because of this specific station, become a member right now. Say thank you to them. 1-800-836-5700. Please, that is the best thing you can ever do, and you will sleep very happy tonight.
You're so right. It's not possible without your support. Give us a call. I hear the phone's ringing off the hook, so thank you, everybody. There's still time. Our operators will be around for a little bit longer, so make sure you get your phone call in. They're a joy. They're very pleasant to talk to, so make that phone call, go online, show your support for Mountain Lake PBS right now. And I think we have just a little bit more with Tom Halleck and our producer, Hagop.
With Hagop, we are back, and we've been talking about this a little bit earlier tonight. You want to make more films. You want to make more documentaries. Many of them are shown on public television stations like Mountain Lake PBS, and in order for that to happen, people need to support the project.
I think that it is important that the community understands that if we want to see Armenian programming on mainstream with mainstream broadcasters, that we must support it. And to support Armenian programming is very rare. It's very difficult to find Armenian documentaries on television. Here we have the opportunity. They're talking about it. I hope you're listening. And it is because ultimately it helps me. It helps me make more Armenian documentaries to offer them so that they can show it to you. And I think this is a wonderful win-win situation where we support public broadcasting, Mountain Lake PBS. In the end, you benefit, by seeing more Armenian sophisticated programming. I mean, we got carried away with YouTube and all this, but this is not the same thing. This kind of film, it takes up to a year to make. And to understand that, it takes money to do that. And if I don't have people like PBS supporting me, you won't see that. It's not like, a couple of YouTube cameras going right and left, shooting something and slapping it on, and watching it free.
You
This
work
takes
years on these
research.
projects.
That's right. And it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of time, effort. You do tests. You do this way. You do that way. You wanted to make it palatable. You wanted to make it interesting. And that is a challenge. And Mountain Lake PBS is offering me the opportunity to show my film to you. Why? Because you must support them.
And we're hoping to show more of your
I
documentaries
hope so.
in the future.
It all depends on them.
Hagop Goodsouzian, thank you very much for coming down from Montreal and Toronto. We know you live in
Yes.
Toronto. You spent a little while in Montreal visiting friends and taking care of business, and we really appreciate you tonight coming down to be with us
It's
here
a
tonight.
pleasure to talk with you,
It is
sir.
always wonderful to have you. We will look forward to having you again in the future. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. The phones are still ringing. You can continue to call at the number you see on your screen. We want to thank Beacon Atarian, Jen Kowalczyk, Bill McCogan, and everyone here at Mountain Lake PBS for being part of this evening tonight with this wonderful documentary, Uprooted. And most of all, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight and being supporters of Mountain Lake PBS Television. Thank you.